Hi, it's me, it's Silver. Not very work, just very uncomfortable. It's too warm. I'm sorry about the noise. I don't really know exactly what I could do about it. As in to remove the noise. It's the fan. It's the fan. I actually have two of them. I have this one, uh, cheap alley one. Um, that I was able to get to work. After getting a charger that had like a Type C entry. Yeah, another thing that I've been using is this actually to do this. Like I'm some sort of stupid plant. Because yeah, when you do that and you have the fan blowing warm hair into your face, it feels cooler. So yeah, that's the sprayer is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah, I have not been posting a lot lately. The bad move has not really gone away. And I am thankful for the person who keeps sending me videos. I find that nice. Like it's a cool concept, like just commenting a video, sort of relating to the video you just watched. Or rather something that the video reminded you of. Yeah. The last one was the sunblock one. The sunscreen sunblock. Yeah, whatever the hell. I think I even said FPS, but it's not FPS. It's SPF. FPS is first person shooter, and I'm not even into that type of game because I get motion sickness. But yeah, it's been tough navigating the depression on steroids. I'm recording this on OBS because I can't access the camera app for some reason. So yeah, I don't know if that will affect anything, but yeah, just thought I should add that. What else? Yeah, it's just been rough. Lots of not so good thoughts and stuff. Yeah. But I've been doing some crochet. I've started this. Not saying what it is, but it's kind of obvious. I mean, I guess I can't really say it with 100% certainty, but yeah. I can find. Yeah, because I kind of kind of organized this, and now the finished things are in one of these bags, but I don't remember which one. But let's see if I can. Yeah, no, I can't. I cannot. Yeah, no. Yeah, I made a wallet, like a money cards wallet. Sorry, I'm gonna have to do this because this room is an oven. Since the window is facing the inside of the house, which is basically a greenhouse, since it's covered. It wasn't always covered, but now that it is, yeah, this gets extremely hot in the summer. The winter is whatever. And I can't wait for autumn and winter, but yeah, right now I just have to survive the big sad, the seasonal affective disorder, which the acronym is SAD. Yeah. How long has this been going? Okay, I don't want to drag this out for very long, but I think it was the same person who keeps sending the videos that my videos remind them of. Also, thank you to the people who keep tuning in. That just made a loud noise. Yeah, this is probably gonna be that. But yeah. It's like my weekly therapy session. Yeah, there was another person who was sending like Bible things, and that's fine. Like, I'm still Roman Catholic. They stopped saying anything after I said that, so I don't really know if they're Protestant or what. I just know that I don't have any issues with any versions of Christianity. Like, I have issues with some people who partake in it, but the foundation of the whole thing is not bad per se. Like, if you nitpick only the terrible things from the text, yeah, it's terrible, but there are some bits that are pretty cool. And yeah, from secular point of view, the Genesis especially, and some bits from that part, since Bible is like compilation of texts, and that clearly was written by many people over the course of many years. If you look at the Epic of Gilgamesh, you'll see some similarities, which, to me personally, as someone who studied modern languages and literatures, is really interesting, since the Epic of Gilgamesh is the first recorded fictional story. It was carved into stone. Some bits of it are missing, but they kind of sort of try to fill in the blanks wherever they could. Yeah, but some of it is just lost. But if you read that and then you compare it to some bits of the origin story, plural, in the Bible, you'll see some similarities, which to me is interesting because it just tells me that people were taking inspiration from other works from the get-go. Maybe this would be offensive to fanatics, I guess. I'm not saying that the Bible or Christianity or whatever is not real. My alignment, like, since I did not do apostasy, I am still Roman Catholic. But my alignment is belief in everything, not agnostic. It's just believe in everything and believe in the power of belief. You know, that's always kind of where I stood since I had contact with many different beliefs and stories regarding those beliefs. So yeah, to me it just kind of made sense that if you believe in something hard enough, it will become real, even if it's not in a tangible way, like not manifesting or whatever, like I'm gonna manifest money now, ooh, I wish. Yeah, not that kind of thing. It's just, it's real in the sense that it means something to you, and placebo effect comes into play in some of the quote-unquote miracles. For example, I know a story of someone who had foot issues and would have to undergo surgery and didn't want that. There was no way out of it, but then they were told about this small saint. I would say that it was a small saint that had this little temple in some forest deeper into the mountains, and that to ask this saint for a favor, like for a miracle, you would have to walk there. And this saint, the story that I heard mentioned the saint, so I'm going to say it was a saint. You had to walk there, and this saint was the protector of feet and of walkers, like not exactly travelers, because that's Santiago de Compostela, not this one saint. This one saint was just focused on feet. It was Tarantino. I'm joking. But there are some saints that are focused on different parts of the body, and to me personally, when I hear that kind of thing, I'm just like, yeah, this is just some you know, I forget the word now. And I don't know how to pause this. So I'm gonna look for it. It's what's it called? Not juxtaposition. It's palimpsest. Don't need to look it up. I remembered it. A palimpsest of pagan beliefs mixed with Christian beliefs, because the whole walking thing and being focused on one thing, that's deity behavior, not saint. Like, someone who actually studied this stuff would have to correct me or have a better take than this, but to me that just feels like reframe deities. And the thing is that this person did that, walked to this little temple with this little saint, and prayed, and somehow they no longer needed foot surgery, and there was nothing wrong with their feet anymore. And this, like, it wasn't a big thing, like a big news that showed up on some religious newspaper or whatever. It was just a story that I heard from someone I know personally. So yeah, what reason would they have to lie? It was just one of those things that is unexplainable. Maybe it was the placebo effect. Maybe it was that kind of stuff that, doctors call miracles, and that's what it was called. They thought that maybe the tests were wrong and stuff like that, but maybe it was the body just healing itself, because this person really did not want the surgery, and suddenly there was no problem anymore, even though they had naturally been feeling like terrible pain in their feet and stuff. So yeah, and the whole thing of walking there and asking directly, that's pagan. I'm sorry, that's just pagan. No matter what, you go there and you kneel and pray and you say your holy Hail Marys and Our Fathers and whatever the hell. The whole process of getting there was just pagan. And the fact that this is a I don't even remember the name of the saint, to be completely honest. I could just say it and dox myself because it's a very local thing. But yeah, it's, and the fact that it was a temple lodged in a forest deeper into the mountains, like, it's just, yeah, there's something there that isn't really Christian to me anyway. Yeah, all this because I was being quoted Bible verses when I was venting, which I was thankful for, but it made me think, like, God, do I look like a demon that much that you think I need Jesus? Christ, I suppose, because Barabbas was also called Jesus. They were Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ. Think Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. That's the energy that Jesus Barabbas and Jesus Christ give me. Like the other way around. Like Barabbas would be Malcolm X, MLK would be Jesus Christ. That's the energy that I get from that story. And you're free to look it up. I don't really want to offend anyone with this. It's just stuff that's available to look up. I'm not just saying things, I'm relaying things that I've read. Yeah. Maybe I'm missing some things. Probably I am. I'm pretty dumb. It was just, yeah, when I saw that I was like, oh, thanks, but then I was like, why do people bring up Jesus whenever I'm upset? Like, am I that ugly? Do I look that possessed? it's just it it was nice, but considering my state of mind, it kind of didn't help. So yeah, thank you, and I'm sorry. Also, I don't really know why they stopped responding, but yeah. I'm sorry if you're hearing more noise than the squeaky fan. I tried to spray it with knockoff WD-40, but it didn't really work. And yeah, I'm dragging this out. This is my therapy session, isn't it? My little coffee. It's the afternoon. And yeah, the same person who was sending me the videos. I'm sorry, these things just have minimal cuts. I could just put this in the editing software and cut some of it, but the editing software kind of acts up, even though it's the best one I could find, since it doesn't have a watermark. But God, this weather really makes everything worse for me. Yeah, the person, I think it was the same person who sent me the links to YouTube videos, including songs and stuff, asked me to talk about my grandma. And oof, calm down, easy, bah, it's useless. To talk about my grandma, well, she lived for 87 years. So there's a lot I don't know, and there's a long story that I wish I had, but do not. Yeah, she was born on the 9th of March 1932, so right after the beginning of the Great Depression. She lived in poverty. She was born deep in the mountains. She never learned how to read or write. But she was amazing at doing maths and calculating things, because numbers made sense to her, I think. Like, even if she didn't have a concept of how to write numbers, she could count in a head. Like, she was extremely intelligent. She was a poet, she was a singer. She wrote, quote unquote, poems and song lyrics, and would repeat them because those were stored in their memory. She was a very funny person. She loved to tell stories. She loved to make other people smile. And when she was 7, she was made to go work in the fields, guarding sheep. And she basically worked for 8 years. The 8 years of her life, she worked. She only escaped poverty when she came to this village where I am right now as a servant to a rich family, and then she met my grandfather, who was from this village, and then they married, and they were never rich. My grandfather immigrated to France and saved up money to build this house, which he built himself with the help of two friends. The house has been updated over the years, but it's a very DIY house, and that's very clear, but it has stood strong for over 50 years, so yeah, they knew what they were doing. The three friends, my grandpa and the other two, were construction savvy. My grandfather was also not very literate. He could sign his name, and that was it. I don't have many memories from him. In fact, I only have one memory from him. It was a memory where I was very glad that he arrived. Let me speak, please. Thanks. That he arrived. I was 3, maybe at the time. Yeah, probably 3, since he died in 1995, and I was born in 92. Yeah, I'm old. But that's the only memory that I have from him. Me being very glad that he arrived, and him being very glad to see me, and putting a hat that he wore, like a white brimmed hat, and putting it on my head, which was apparently something that he always did, but I just have that one memory, which was probably all the memories coming together and forming that one, because maybe in my child brain that was one of the best things, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, that's the only memory that I really have of him. That's it. That's the only memory. The other thing that happened, but that one I don't really remember. But apparently, the night he died in his sleep of a stroke, one of those that just. I woke up screaming. Nobody knew why until the next morning when the news broke. And yeah, I was born into this. There's no way. I just can't afford to not believe in things that are unexplainable. But yeah, my grandma was the person that I actually do remember. She would tell me stories. That's why I love stories so much. She would sing songs. That's why I love music so much. She was my safe haven whenever there was problems with a certain individual that is still around. Yeah, whenever something happened, I would go to her. And she was the kind of person who was very giving. She didn't want anything in return. She was just very giving. Like, she would give away animals, she would give away fruit, she would give away food. Anyone who came into a house would be fed and given drinks, because she knew what it was like to go hungry. and unfortunately I had to also learn what it was like to go hungry. Like, not only these form because people hate the idea of a bigger body. Like, yeah, I not being cis also plays a role, is one of the reasons. SA experiences also play a role, but I think the nail in the coffin was really knowing what it was like to go hungry and have to ration and feel guilty. Yeah, and my grandma would really, she was sort of aware of that, and I remember that sometimes she would bring that up, kind of not really, just sort of trying to get someone to talk, but nobody would. But she knew, and yeah, she would make sure that there was always plenty of food whenever we were in a house. So when someone has a restrictive type, don't just assume it's because fat. No, sometimes that's not the reason. And I wish that the idea would go away, but I don't think it will. It's been hard to recover. Like, it's one of those mental conditions, mental illnesses that just never go away. And it comes and goes. Even if you recover a bit, the chances of just relapsing are very high. And for me, it's really, yeah, it's too complex to say it was. Yeah, well, look at my life. It's amazing, isn't it? I love it. I miss my grandma. I miss my grandpa so much. It's gonna be 6 years this year's without her, and I'm glad that I was able to go visit her. Yeah, she was wonderful. It's not one of those cases of everyone is a saint, quote unquote, after they're gone. She was amazing my entire life. Of all the losses that I experienced throughout my life, like, this was definitely the hardest. Because it was avoidable. It was so avoidable. But yeah, just I wish that I could somehow get out of this hole and start doing good for myself. Yeah, and have the financial stability to honor her memory and make the sacrifices and all their efforts pay off somehow. Like, I was the first person in my family to get a university degree. Bear in mind that I was born in 1992. It wasn't that long ago. Like, for internet years, that's ancient. Well, it wasn't that long ago. My cousins. I only have one cousin who is younger than me. Like, first cousin. One cousin who is younger than me. And that cousin is younger than me by 1 year. All the other cousins are 5+ years older than me. I have one cousin who is 1 year and 8 months younger than my mother. And all the other cousins are in the same age range as my mother. And they are first cousins. My mother is their aunt. So, yeah, my mother was raised with these nephews and nieces who were in the same age range as her. And she is a milk sister to my first cousin, because my aunt didn't have breast milk, so my grandma was breastfeeding my cousin, since the age difference is so small, and my grandma had so much breast milk, she could feed my cousin as well. So they are milk sisters. That's, I think, what it's also called in English. I'm not sure, but yeah. Because my aunt and my mum have almost 18 years of age gap between them. That's why it's so, yeah, all over the place. And the age differences are so huge. Like, I see my first cousins and they're all 40 plus or 50 plus, and it's just, yeah, it's fine, it's whatever, but especially considering that I don't look, at least to the people around me, that old. Maybe you're looking at this and thinking that I look like an ancient carcass, but to the people around me, I just don't look as old as I am. Maybe it's my lack of life experience. Maybe it's something else, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, that's my grandma. She was a mother, she was a grandmother, she was a caretaker. More than anything, she was a caretaker. And just to end this, I since this is reaching 14 minutes, there was this thing that she would do, which she would fry an egg and then sprinkle sugar over it, and it would be a dessert. She had a very sweet tooth, which I don't have, but yeah, she would do that, and I remember that very clearly, and yeah, it's still one of those things that just brings me great comfort. yeah. You wanted to hear more about my grandma? That's it. I really want to honor all of her efforts. Make her proud. By staying around for one, and also by making something of this existence. Yeah, I'm sorry, the vibes are not very good, but yeah, just focus on the environment that is familiar to me, which is mountains and forests. That's where I am. That's where I'm from. That's my ancestry. There's also ancestry in the north of Africa, on an island as well, in the Middle East. But the ancestry that I'm closest to is the people in the mountains and the forests, and the people from the island. So it's very, yeah, all over the place. Maybe that's why I look so weird, maybe that's why I'm so strange, and maybe that's why people think that I need Jesus. But yeah, well, thanks for being here. I'm sorry about this noise. But come on. Trying to end something here, come on. Be nice. Okay. I hope that you're doing well. And again, in my stead, because the energy really speaks for itself. I wish I could come here and have stories to tell and stuff. Which I do have stories, but I just don't feel the energy to tell them. And I'm very sorry about that. But please be well. If you're in the northern hemisphere, I hope that you like summer, or at least have the means to have air conditioning. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, please enjoy the winter and autumn. Just be well. That's all. That's all I really want. And yeah. That's it. I'll try to be back. That's it, right?